Hey guys, Coach Ben here, bigbenchas.com. I'm doing a little FST interview with my client here, Darpan, better known as the Punjabi powerhouse here at the gym. First question I wanted to ask you, Darpan, is just what are some of the issues that you were experiencing that brought you over to do an FST with me? And I guess how did you find out about this?
So pretty much what happened was I was actually in the corrections academy and I ended up getting injured with my elbow, which required surgery. And because of that, like, my whole shoulder to elbow was pretty tight. And on top of that, like, ever since I used to start working out, my back used to get tight pretty quickly. And I used to never worry about stretching too much, so my legs eventually caught up with it also. So when I started working out at the gym, I was having a whole bunch of problems getting to certain positions. And I was referred to try FST, and I went for it, you know?
Yeah, so you can see he's already kind of encountered some of the issues himself just from not doing stretching on the side, which is a big deal. But even the tricep alone, having the surgery, already creates some issues, especially things like bench press. You have a hard time locking out, things like that. So he had some good amount of issues when he first came in. I'm proud to say that he's worked very hard and he's really come along a long way, and we'll get more into that. Talk about some of the positions that you were having a hard time getting into. I just talked a little bit about bench press, being able to lock the elbow out. He's had a hard time at the gym with the squat, deadlift, and bench. All are some of the variations just because of the tightness caused a unique issue here. So just talk about some of the things we're having trouble with.
Yeah, like for example, with the bench, like when you're supposed to lock out, like both arms are supposed to lock out. In my case, like the right arm would pretty much not lock out correctly. So you'd have to really push it out and really tug on it to get it to lock. And then with the squat, as far as going down, it's never able to hit depth. So I had to probably do a lot of stretching for that. And with deadlift, pretty much was sitting down and pretty much locking the back.
Having a hard time getting the hips through.
Yeah.
Oftentimes when someone has a hard time firing the hips on deadlifts, it's just a case of tight hip flexors. You're not really able to get the glutes in at the end there. Darpan had some issues with those. Any others that you could speak of? Maybe with the job you were going for, corrections?
Yeah, so pretty much what happened was during the test, I believe my body positioning was pretty wrong. And the way I had to pretty much lift 165 pounds was totally wrong. So as I lifted it up, my arm just started jerking, and then that's how I fractured my arm. So I felt like I needed to work on positioning more.
Yeah, so that was a big thing with Darpan, to be able to move better. Like I say with FST, our whole slogan is feel better, move better, perform better. Darpan's a very good example of he really needed to find better movement, ended up finding FST, and he's seen a lot of success with that. So what's some of the progress that you were able to attain with FST? You get better in your lifts, be able to move better in your job.
Recently I was able to pretty much hit depth with squat, which was, a big accomplishment for me.
Yeah, that was huge. You've been working a long time to get him to get down there in the squat. You finally got that down past week.
And now with the bench, I'm able to, put on more weight and not have trouble, bringing the weight up. And with deadlift pretty much now, being able to do the movement is like one swift movement. It's not so much of a trouble, trying to hitch the weight up and all. So it's one swift movement. So my body works way better now with firing the glutes.
Yeah, he was more of a two-part deadlifter. Now he's just smooth, straight movement, like he said. Things have really come along. A lot of that we can attribute to FST and just the time he puts in before or after sessions to get his stretching in, do all that at home. So how has this helped you on the job? Because like you said, he's going for corrections position, right? Just talk about maybe some of the tasks that you had to do that you're finding difficult.
Well, a lot of it was pretty much heavy lifting and being used to lifting heavy. And I feel like with FST and being more mobile, being able to lift heavy will be much more easier now, especially since I've exposed myself to heavier weight and I've trained with it. So I feel like when I go back to work, things will be much more easier now.
It's pretty much having to create a stronger body, brought him to the gym, being able to train correctly in the gym without fear of injury brought him to FST, and he's been able to combine those two, FST, to make him more mobile and in better positions for lifting, which in turn has made him stronger, which in turn will help him in the job he's going after. So he's found a nice combination with that. So like I said, Darpan's been great about his home stretching. Not everyone is so great about doing their homework at home, but I know Darpan puts in the work. I see him here after lifting sessions all the time, getting his stretching in. He's very good about it. I can honestly tell a huge difference on the table week-to-week basis of people that do their stretching at home. I've said that before. But Darpan really puts in that extra work. He does his check-ins. I have every client check in with me at the end of the week. I have them do a checklist of things that I want them to accomplish during the week. Darpan does that very well. We want to talk about some of that. And that's really leading to a success. You know, we can only do this for about 30 minutes every week, and all that extra stuff that doesn't even begin to cover the amount of hours in a week. 30 minutes a week does not cover that. So he's doing all the rest of the work. You want to just tell him a little bit about
I think at the end of the day, it's all about how badly you want something. Because at the end of the day, you could be prescribed to do a whole bunch of things, but at the end of the day, if you have no motivation or any purpose to do this, to do everything, then you're not gonna end up doing anything. So you gotta really sit down and look at yourself and see how badly do you want to be mobile, how badly do you want to become stronger, and just use that as fuel to continue to do your stretches, do your check-ins, and continue to work on yourself with lifting.
He really puts in 100% effort, and the more you put into it, the more you'll get out. Truly believe that. He's put in the extra effort, and therefore he's finding some great results. People that come in and just do the table stretching and neglect the other things at home, sure, you make progress, very slow progress, but you can always make better progress. Same with lifting. If you go home, your nutrition's on point, all that, you're gonna make faster, better progress. So same thing with FST. You get in, you get out what you put in. So would you recommend someone do FST? You've been a big spokesman of the program. Worked very well for you.
Yeah, people should definitely try out FST. I feel like things like FST won't really hurt anybody. They always help you. Even if you are a very mobile person, you might learn new techniques to make your body even more proficient and more efficient in doing activities, which will help you with daily life even more.
It's a good point you brought up. Someone that's very mobile. I actually have a lot of clients that are actually very mobile, and they probably need more strengthening than they do stretching. But I can always find something they need help in. Everyone has that one position that they just can't quite get, or that discomfort that keeps popping up, and this will definitely help you. It doesn't matter how mobile you are. No one's just perfect, so there's always something you can find with that individual. And do you feel now you're much more prepared in training, much more prepared to get that job you're going for?
No, for sure, because I used to never be exposed to lifting that much weight, and now that, I've worked on my mobility, I've worked on, lifting heavy weight, I worked on nutrition and everything, I feel like I'm definitely ready to, go back to work.
You heard he's ready, he's doing great. You should try out FST yourself. Shoot me an email, coachben@bigbenchas.com. Even if you can't set up table stretching, if you're not in the area, we do have recovery memberships. So you can gain all those benefits that Darpan's talking about on the side without actually having to do table stretching. But definitely let me know. We can set something up. You can try this amazing manual therapy. They use it in the pros, pro level, Olympics, all that. It's great to try out. All right. So I want to thank you, Darpan, for the interview here. Keep kicking ass. And I'll see you guys next time.